most newly trained closers struggle to find and land a quality sales role because they do not know how to effectively communicate with sales recruiters and online business owners. So here's what I mean. You've been taught to join the Facebook groups. Again, I'm repeating this, right? Because this is what you guys are all taught. It's these are common denominators, but this is the stuff that's not working. So you join the Facebook groups, and you're waiting for opportunity posts to drop, and then all of a sudden, most of you guys are commenting interested. Hey, really interested. I sent you a DM, right? And so this is very common. But at the same time, let's monitor and track what you have been doing and what has not been working. Because if you've been doing the same thing over and over and over and it's not working, well, let's try something else. And so for most of you guys, communicating is hard. And most of you guys are getting ghosted, right? You're getting ghosted in the comments and DMs. But why is that? So first and foremost, like if you are communicating with a sales recruiter, you got to realize every time a sales recruiter posts a sales opportunity, they've got anywhere from 25 to 100 people DMing them and responding to them. A recruiter is not typically, and I don't want this to be a broad statement, but if a recruiter is getting paid per placement, they're not, let's just say, receiving a salary or anything to that extent. They are not going to waste their time with someone that is new, that has not generated over $1 million in revenue. So again, and you have to also keep in mind, like a sales recruiter's job is just to play matchmaker. You do not have to pitch and sell yourself to a sales recruiter. And I would suggest not to, because you're wasting their time. And if you're wasting their time, they're not going to work with you. So what a sales recruiter is ultimately doing is they're trying to get you into their system. They're going to send you an application, and it is your job to submit your 90-second intro video. They've collected and gathered your information. So if you're trying to carry on a conversation with a sales recruiter, if you're trying to pitch yourself and, hey, you went through a sales training program, you're super qualified because you worked with the best, you trained with the best, you're going to get laughed at. And ultimately, you're just letting them know that you're completely new. And so that's very unattractive. So with the sales recruiter, our job is just to give them the information, shut up, give them the information that they're asking for, and minimize that conversation, because at the end of the day, they're not hiring you. They're just connecting you. They're sending your 90-second intro video to a business owner that they're currently working with. They have no say-so in this process. They're just playing matchmaker. So don't waste their time. If they're, and not only that, if they post a sales opportunity, read the entire post and follow the directions. Because I've seen so many times where, you guys are so excited to, hey, there's a sales opportunities. You're just saying interested. You guys aren't even reading what's in these posts and what's involved in the time zones and male or female, whatever that looks like. So start paying attention to the post and start following directions. That's another way to get disqualified or find yourself on a blackball list, because you don't pay attention to what the hell's going on. Okay. So next, it's, communicating, because the whole goal here is to go from the comments into the DMs. Like that's our goal. Like that's what I'm talking about, strategic communication. So how can we pique enough interest in a comment to show up in the DM where we can essentially shock and awe them with a very specific approach? And this is what we call our triple threat approach. So when you have the capacity to strategically and effectively communicate with sales recruiters and online business owners, you're piquing their interest, which in turn will lead to a conversation, which in turn will lead to an interview. So if you are not strategically communicating and communicating effectively, you're going to get ghosted. If you don't know how to leverage your sales experience, your sales background, or your previous experience and background unrelated to, let's just say, sales, but that's our preferred work experience. If you know how to leverage your preferred work experience and letting someone know, like, hey, you do have a skill set, you do have value that you can bring to a sales team, right? If you don't know how to strategically communicate that, you're going to continue to get ghosted and disqualified immediately. So strategic communication is huge, because ultimately we just need to have more conversations. More conversations will lead to more interviews. More interviews will lead to more opportunity.